Good morning, children.
Good morning, ma'am.
Morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Last class, we were learning about cells. Hope you are remembering what we covered. We learned about the different types of organisms based on the number of cells. Am I right? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
My voice is audible?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So one of you tell me, what are the two groups of organisms based on the number of cells? Gaudam,
Unicellular and
Gaudam, how do you classify organisms based on the number of cells? Hmm? How do you classify organisms based on the number of cells?
Ma'am, you should say the steps. Organisms like
Okay, Gaudam, continue.
okay, ma'am. Can you hear me now?
Ah, yes, I can hear you. Give me the answer.
Okay. The cell will become a.
Did you hear my question clearly? Very simple question. I want that simple answer. How do you classify organisms based on the number of cells? Dennis?
Ma'am, unicellular and multicellular.
Unicellular and multicellular. What is that, Gaudam?
Unicellular and multicellular.
Tell me the difference between both. Gaudam?
My unicellular means be only one. Multicellular means be very big. Means
Your voice is not clear. Unicellular means they are made up of? Made up of? Gaudam, where are you listening when I am asking you a question? Tell me, what are unicellular organisms?
Can I say?
Wait, I want the answer from him. Gaudam, what are unicellular organisms? You unmute first. Now give me the answer.
the class I was not there.
That is not a excuse. I have told you, we are uploading the recorded sessions. You cannot come up with the excuse. And not only that, unicellular, you ask the children of lower classes, they will answer. Unicellular means, Akash, what are unicellular organisms? Gaudam, listen carefully, you're going to repeat. Yes, Akash.
organisms which are made up of single cell.
Single cell. Organisms made up of single cell are known as unicellular organisms. And what about multicellular organisms, Asara? Asara? Multicellular.
So much cells.
Organisms which are made up of many cells, more than one cell. You call them as multicellular organisms. Gaudam, is that clear now? Have you understood?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Then repeat.
Ma'am, unicellular means organism made up of one cell.
Very good.
Multicellular means made up of one and more cells.
Not one. Made up of more than one cell. Or you can say they are made up of many cells. Okay. So children, whatever is taught in a particular class, this very same day you have to learn. Don't come up with the excuse that I was absent. It's your duty to compensate for your loss. You have missed one class. So see that the next day itself or the very same day, you find out what had been taught in the class and learn it. And children, I'm repeating again, if the videos are off, for me, you people are absent. I'll mark absent. Afterwards, when the names are posted in the group, absentees' names are posted in the group, don't tell me that I was present. And one already informed me about the connectivity issue. That is okay, because otherwise regularly she used to turn a video on. But there are some children regularly turning the video off. I'm not going to give them attendance. Okay, now coming back to a topic. So now we are going to learn more about cells. And all cells are not of the same size. All cells present in the body of living organisms, they are not of the same size. Their size differs. shape also differs. Not only size, the shape and size of the cells will be different for different ones. And the size as well as the shape depends on the function it has to perform. So there is a connection between the shape and size and function. The shape and size are suited to perform its function. So here you can see the picture of blood cells, muscle cells, spindle shaped muscle cells. Spindle means tapering at both ends. Spindle shaped means if it is tapering or pointed at both ends, then you call it as spindle shaped. The shape which is, just a minute. So as you can see, when it is pointed at both ends, see here and here it is pointed, then you can call it as spindle shaped. Yes?
See what you're
Ma'am, we
drawing.
cannot see which are.
You can't see? Okay, I'll just repeat it again. Now can you see? Can you see now?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So once again, I will repeat, the shape and size of a cell are connected or related to the function it has to perform. So its shape and size will be suited to perform its function. And here you can see different cells: long branch nerve cell, spherical blood cells, spindle shaped muscle cells. If you compare, many types of cells are there. Even if you compare these three types of cells, we can make out their shapes are different, sizes are different. So that is suited to perform their function. They may be oval, spindle shaped, spherical, etc. Sizes are measured. Usually the size of the cell is measured in micrometers or microns. 1 micrometer is equal to 1 into 10 raised to minus 6 meters. So micrometers or microns, that is a unit for measuring the size of the cell. So I'll repeat again, children. The points what I mentioned just now, I'm going to repeat it again. Depending upon the function, the shapes and sizes of the cells will be different, or else you can say the cells are shaped and sized according to their function. The shape and size of a cell depends on the function it has to perform. Say for example, nerve cell. What is the function of a nerve cell? What is the function of a nerve cell, children? Anyone? You have nerve cells in your body?
Ma'am, to transfer messages.
Yes, exactly. To transfer messages from one part of the body to other. So to facilitate that, they'll be very long and branched. If it is very short or spherical in shape, it cannot perform its function efficiently. That is why the nerve cells are very long, so that they can transmit the messages easily. That is just an example. So what you need to understand is the shape and size of the cell depends on the function it has to perform. And the cells can be of different shapes. It can be oval, spindle shape, spherical, or there are many more shapes. Akash and Avanish, any discussion going on?
No, ma'am.
And the sizes of the cells are measured in micrometers or microns. Now here we can see some of the cells, depending upon their size is also mentioned here, and I'll show you the figures too. You can see now? Can you see the figures?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Bacterial cells. So the smallest cells are the cells of bacteria. And they range from... Can you see, children?
No, ma'am. We cannot see it as slideshow.
Okay, I'll just show it again. That is why I asked you in the beginning. Is it okay now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The bacterial cells are the smallest cells. So smallest cells are the cells of bacteria, and their size ranges from 0.1 to 0.5 micrometers. Whereas the largest cell is the egg of an ostrich. All eggs, they are single-celled structure. So the largest cell is that of an ostrich egg, and the size will be between 170 millimeters into 130 millimeter. The dimensions are given, and the longest cell in our body is nerve cell. It can come around almost 1 meter. Not all the nerve cells. The longest one can come up to 1 meter in length. So once again, the smallest cell is that of bacterial cell. The largest one is that of ostrich egg. And the longest, don't get confused between longest and largest. Largest cell is the egg of ostrich, whereas the longest cell is a nerve cell. This is largest and this is longest. So don't get confused. Once again, I'm repeating the size, the dimensions also you should know. The smallest cell is bacterial cell. The size ranges from 0.1 to 0.5 micrometers. And the longest cell, nerve cell. Largest cell, ostrich egg. And the dimensions are 170 millimeters into 130 millimeters. The length and breadth, the size dimensions are given. 170 millimeters into 130 millimeters. Hope you have understood which is the largest, which are the largest, longest and smallest cell. Clear? Have you learned?
Longest
Ah.
cell in our body is how much
Yes.
meter? The
Nerve
longest
cell.
in our
Nerve
body.
cell, its length can range, but the longest one can come up to 1 meter in length. 1 meter.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Is that clear? This much is clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am.
I'll repeat it once again. Smallest cell, bacterial cell. Let me take the pen. Smallest cell, bacterial cell. Largest cell, egg of ostrich. Longest cell, nerve cell. Now we are moving on to the next slide. The unicellular organism amoeba. You know, amoeba is a unicellular organism. You had learned in lower classes about amoeba. It is no definite shape. Amoeba is without any definite shape. Can anybody tell me why amoeba is not having any definite shape? Have you heard about amoeba?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Why we say that it's not having a definite shape? Anyone?
It changes its shape.
What decides its shape, children? What decides its shape? What are these structures?
Nucleus.
We call it as pseudopodium singular. Pseudopodia is plural. So these structures, you call it as pseudopodia. Podium, pseudopodium is singular. Pseudo means false. Podia means feet, false feet. And as the name suggests, these structures will help them to move around and also to capture their prey, to take in food, both for locomotion and nutrition. So they have certain false feet. Why do you call them as false feet? Because it's not fixed. The amoeba can change the direction in which they are producing pseudopodia. They can produce pseudopodia in any direction depending upon its requirement. If it wants to move in a particular direction, pseudopodia will be produced in that direction. If it finds food particle in another direction, then pseudopodia will be produced in that direction. So pseudopodia is not having a fixed position. It keeps changing. So that is why we say amoeba is not having a definite shape. Its shape depends upon the pseudopodia. It keeps on changing its shape. They have projections of varying length. So the length of the, see in this figure itself, you can find that all pseudopodia are not of the same length. This is a little longer. Then we have, see, different sized. Length can be different. So they have projections of varying length protruding or projecting from its body. You call it a pseudopodia. Pseudo means false. Podia means feet. Pseudopodia help them in capturing the food and also in moving around. Similarly, so amoeba, you know, it's a unicellular organism. Even in our body, we have a cell that can change its shape, and that is WBC or white blood cell. So WBC or white blood cell present in human blood can change its shape. You know, in human body, we have red blood cells, platelets, white blood cells. So
Yes, ma'am.
these white blood cells can change its shape. So if you are asked, name a human cell that can change shape, you need to write WBC. An organism that can change its shape, you can write amoeba. So here you can see the picture of a white blood cell or WBC. I'll repeat again the points that I mentioned. We were learning about amoeba. Amoeba is a unicellular organism. It's not having any definite shape. Why? Because they have ability to change its shape. They can produce some projections from its body of varying length. You call it a pseudopodia. That keeps changing, or these pseudopodia can keep changing its position. So depending upon the requirement of the organism, pseudopodia of different lengths can be really projected from its body or produced from its body, and accordingly their shape, the shape of amoeba will change. And what are the advantages of having pseudopodia? Pseudopodia help them in capturing the food and also in moving around. Locomotion means to move around, to move from one place to another. And WBC in human blood is a cell that can change its shape. Okay? Have you understood till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
those whose videos are off, shall I think that you don't want attendance? Yes. You don't want attendance. Okay, no problem. For me now, I will tell you hardly a few students are present. I'm repeating again. I will post the names of those students whose videos are off as absentees in the group.
Ma'am, can you
Afterwards,
share the
yes, Abin,
can you share the screen?
I have stopped sharing now. So far, I was sharing. Let us have a review or recap of what we learned, and then I will share it again. Okay. So quickly summarize the points, children. Who is going to start? What did we learn today? First point, Alan. What did we learn about the shape and size of cells? What decides the shape and size of cells? Alan? What decides? Which factor is determining the shape and size of cells? Alan Jolie, you know the answer? Who can tell me the answer?
Ma'am, can I?
Ma'am,
Yes, Alan. Yes, Alan. Alan, you're saying? Gautam?
I'm depending on their function.
Very good. It depends on their function. Alan, repeat the answer. The size and shape of the cells are determined by
Functions of
their functions. By the functions they have to perform. Okay. Then we learned about largest cell, smallest cell, and longest cell. Which is the longest cell in our body? Felix, which is the longest cell in our body?
Yes, sir.
Which is the longest cell?
Nerve cell.
Very good. Largest cell, Naveen, largest cell.
Largest.
Very
Ma'am,
difficult. No? Ostrich is largest cell.
Ostrich.
Something produced by ostrich. Wait, let him answer. The egg of an ostrich is the largest cell. And which is the smallest cell, Advait? Smallest cell?
Ma'am, can I
Very attentive. Wait.
Can I?
Aryan,
One bacterial cell.
bacterial cell. Which cell, Advait?
Bacterial cell,
And which is the longest cell? Advait, you need to answer.
nerve cell,
Nerve cell. Smallest cell, bacterial cell. Longest cell, nerve cell. Advait, the largest cell?
ostrich egg,
That was a punishment. You didn't say one, no? So you had to say all the three answers. And who can give me the dimensions of an ostrich egg? Anyone?
And can I?
170.
Kiran?
170 millimeter and 130 millimeter.
170 millimeter into 130 millimeter. What about the bacterial cell? Dennis, what about the bacterial cell?
0.1 into 0.5.
Not into. 0.1 to 2.5. It can range between 0.1 to 0.5. 0.5?
Millimeter.
Is it millimeter?
Microns.
Microns. Okay.
Micro.
And then we learned about amoeba.
No, ma'am.
What is special about?
No,
Yes,
I
go.
have 1 meter.
Okay. Because it's not mentioned in your textbook. That's why I didn't ask. Now cell can come up to 1 meter in length. Then why amoeba is not having any definite shape? Dion, what is the reason? Why do you say that amoeba is not having a definite shape?
They keep on changing their shape.
They keep on changing their shape. Why? How can they keep on changing their shape? What do they have? What are the projections arising from their body called? Dion, what do you call it?
Ma'am, can
Wait. Starting with a P. Who will say?
And can I?
Yes.
I'm pseudopodia.
Pseudopodia. Dion, what are they?
Pseudopodia.
Pseudopodia. And Dia, tell me, what are the functions performed by pseudopodia?
It keeps changing its shape.
Function. How are these pseudopodia helpful to amoeba? Is it just for decoration?
No, ma'am. Pseudopodia help them in capturing food and movement.
It helps them to capture the food and also to move around. Okay. Both in movement and capturing food, pseudopodia are of great help to the amoeba. Clear? Shall we continue? Can we continue? Okay. Any doubts? Still, I could see Shiv Krishna, Nada, Jagan, Sharanya, Nihal, Asad, Faisal, all these students without video. I'm going to post your names immediately after the class.
Ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am.
Is that Avnida?
Yes, ma'am. I have a
Avnida, I know. Okay. Yes, Avnida.
Ma'am, the size of the cells are measured in micrometers, right? Then why is the egg of ostrich measured in millimeters?
That is because it's huge in size. It is the largest one, so that we can go for a bigger unit. And we already learned what is the connection between microns and millimeter. And this is the largest cell. So we don't have to measure it in microns. Only because it is a large cell. Largest cell, we used millimeters. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Because it is the largest one. So we don't have to limit it to microns or what to say, any other smaller unit. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now here again, you can see differently shaped cells. Already we discussed this point, different cells having different shapes. Blood, muscle, nerve cells of human beings, they all are having different shapes, and this will enable them to carry out specific function. Generally, cells are round, spherical or elongated. Some cells are long and pointed at both ends. Already we discussed these points. Some of the cells are long and pointed at both ends. Can you give an example? Which cell from the picture? Which cell is pointed at both ends and elongated at the same time?
Spindle shaped muscle cell.
Muscle cells. So not all muscle cell. This muscle cell, you call it a smooth muscle. In next year, you'll be learning about different types of muscles. So smooth muscles are actually spindle shape. That means they are long and pointed at both ends. Whereas some are long and branched. Name a cell which is long and branched.
Nerve cell.
Nerve cell. Long and pointed. Long and pointed.
Muscle cells.
Muscle cell. Long and branched. The question is meant for all of you. Long and branched.
Nerve
Nerve
cell.
cell.
Long and pointed.
Muscle cell.
Muscle cell.
Muscle cell.
And now we'll see what is the function performed by the nerve cell. Already one of you answered when I had given the same question earlier. They help in transmitting messages. So here is the function of nerve cell. Nerve cell receives and transfers messages, thereby helping to control and coordinate the working of different parts of the body. Learn it now itself, children. It will receive, not only receiving, transfers, receives and transfers messages. Nerve cell will receive and transfer messages. Why? So that they can control and coordinate the working of different parts of our body. It is because of the nervous system. Other systems are involved, endocrine system, which you will learn in higher classes, but they play, nerve cell or the nervous system play an important role in bringing about control and coordination of a body. The different systems need to be coordinated. The different systems need to be controlled. So that is brought about by nervous system. I'll repeat again. I want you to learn now itself. Nerve cell receives and transfers. Receives and transfers. Opposite of receiving. It receives and transmits or transfers messages, thereby helping to control and coordinate what? The working of different parts of a body. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
How many of you learned? All have learned?
Yes, ma'am.
Who can tell me the answer? I know I displayed it only for some time, but try. Jagan, can you try? Now, first part at least you can say.
Can I try?
Wait. I will give you a chance. Jagan.
Yes, ma'am.
First part. It will?
Actually, I didn't get.
Actually, I didn't listen.
No, ma'am. I listened, but I didn't get.
But first part, I don't think it is difficult. Gautam?
The nerve cell
receives and transfers. Okay, Jagan. Receives and transfers messages. Tell me the first part, Jagan.
The nerve cell receives and transfers
messages. Receives and transfers messages. Just like we do in WhatsApp, no? We receive and we also send messages. So nerve cell receives and transfers messages. Then second part, who can say, Kiran? Kiran Raj.
Therefore it helps control and coordinate the body.
Control and coordinate, something more to be added. Thereby helping to control and coordinate the working of different parts of the body. Okay, Advait?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you repeat?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you repeat the answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Don't read from anywhere. I will say once. I'm going to say once. Listen carefully. Anybody can get a chance, not only Advait. Nerve cell receives and transfers messages. Once again, nerve cell receives and transfers messages, thereby helping to control and coordinate. Control and coordinate the working of different parts of the body. Control and coordinate the working of different parts of the body. Advait, can you try? Others learn by now. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, try.
Ma'am, it receives a message
What is the opposite of receiving?
and transfer.
Receives and transfers messages, thereby
It control all different part of the body.
some modification needed, thereby it will control and coordinate the working of different parts of the body. Okay, by next class it should be thorough. Who else wants to try?
And can I try?
Yes, Aryan.
Yes, ma'am. The nerve cell receives and transfers messages, thereby helping to control and coordinate the working of different parts of the body.
Excellent. Who else? Samuel, we know.
Yes, ma'am. The nerve
try.
cells receives and transfers messages, thereby helping to control and coordinate the working of different parts of the body.
Excellent. Who else?
Kiran.
Kiran. Yes, Kiran, you can try. Somebody is calling out my name. Who is that? Gautam? Okay, next chance I'll give you. Kiran, you can try.
The nerve cell receives and transfer messages, therefore helping.
Not therefore, thereby.
Thereby helping to control and coordinate the different parts of body.
Working of different parts of the body. Well done. Gautam? Don't read from anywhere. Yes.
The nerve cells receives and transfers the message in our body, and it helps control and coordinate different parts of our body.
Working of different parts of the body. Very good. Okay. Well done. So we'll wind up, children, after taking the attendance. Any doubts? Prithvi, any doubts? No doubts, no? Okay. Thank you, children.
Thank you, ma'am.
See you next class. See you next class. When are you going to meet? Not online. Now we are going to meet offline, no? Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let's see. Thank you, children.